announced my niece has finally drifted off to sleep. I said Kathy Joe's finally gone to sleep. Didn't you hear?
I heard.
Well, you didn't react.
Wing!
She sure is a smart little thing.
Uh-huh.
I said she sure is a smart little thing.
I heard.
You didn't react.
Bobby Joe, I appreciate your babysitting Kathy Joe. Betty Joe appreciates your babysitting Kathy Joe. The whole world appreciates your babysitting Kathy Joe. But would you mind letting me concentrate on what I'm doing?
All you have to do is ask.
Consider yourself that.
Okay. One thing I don't want to do is speak to someone who doesn't want to be spoken to. I mean, far be it from me to impose myself upon a person when that person is a person who doesn't want to be spoken to.
Bobby Joe.
Hey, quiet as a mouse. Maybe even quieter than that. Hi, everybody. Hi. Here, let me help you. Oh, thanks. Took longer than I expected. Hi, honey. How's it coming?
You know.
Thanks, Bobby Joe.
Now what?
The least you could do is spare time for a kiss.
For whom?
Your wife.
Oh, her, I kissed her.
Big deal. You missed your face by that far.
Well, I was working from a sitting position.
And that's another thing. You didn't leap up and help her with her packages.
That's right, I didn't.
Why not?
Because you did. And I was busy. And I'm still busy.
And that's still another thing. You couldn't even take time out to discuss that with her.
Bobby Joe, I think you flipped. I mean, I really do. I discussed it with her. She said, how's it going? And I said, whatever it was I said.
Whatever it was, if you know, to call that a discussion. Just wait till your marriage is like that.
Like what?
Like that. Rocky, ready to tip over any minute.
Oh, what?
Seeds? I bought some more seeds for our vegetable garden. You want to help me plant them?
Well, not right now, sweetheart. See, I better stick with this. I'm tearing my engine apart, and I want to make sure I can put it together again.
Okay.
Now what?
Couldn't you see she wanted you to say yes? She's dying to share that garden with you. Work side by side, hand in hand.
Oh, well, hand in hand, we wouldn't get much planning done.
Go ahead. Laugh it off. I just hate to see you end up with one of those marriages.
Those marriages?
How often do you tell her you love her? You adore her. You worship the ground she walks on. Bless the moment you met.
Well, it's not one of my daily statements.
When was the last time you said I love you?
Just that? I love you?
When was the last time you said it?
Oh, well,
This morning.
no, it was...
Yesterday.
No, it was...
Not last week.
No,
Don't tell me last month.
no, but you're getting warm.
You're impossible.
Bobby Joe, Betty Joe knows I love her. That's why we're married. That's why we have little Kathy Joe. I don't have to say it. It goes without saying. It's understood.
If I ever marry a man and he acts like you, I'll divorce him. And it'll serve you right.
Darling?
Oh, hi. Look, cauliflower.
My favorite.
Uh-huh.
I love you. I adore you. I worship the ground you walk on. I bless the day we met.
All because I planted cauliflower? I'm almost afraid to tell you about the string beans.
Can't you see that I'm trying to make up?
For what?
for not having said I love you for so long.
How long has it been?
But I promised to... What'd you say?
How long? You said you were sorry because you hadn't said you loved me for so long, so I merely asked, how long has it been?
You mean you don't know? You haven't noticed?
Uh-uh.
Well, how do you like that?
Maybe I should have told him about the string bean. Oh, there you are. How did it go? Fine, just fine. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I think I'm going to get a real good crop of string beans and cauliflower. String beans and cauliflower? Is that all you're concerned about? Well, I would be concerned about radishes and Brussels sprouts, but I didn't plant any. What about your husband? I didn't plant him either. Hey, Joe, well, I'm making as much sense as you are. What are you getting at anyway? It just so happened that I told Steve that he wasn't paying enough attention to you. And then when I saw him head for your garden, well, oh, no. You mean that accounts for the I worship the ground you walk on, and I'm only trying to make up for not having said I love you for so long? He said that? Oh, I feel just like Dan Cupid. He said it, but I ignored it. What? Oh, the poor guy, if I'd only known. I just got to make it up to him. Look, could you stay with the baby a little while longer? Sure. He's down at the plane. Oh, no. What's the matter? Well, you think that's a good time? I mean, when he's working on that airplane engine, he's a total loss. Harvey, Joe, you're talking about the man I love. You like that? Yeah. I'll work on it. I'll get around it. Yeah, girl. We women can compete with nuts and bolts and caskets any old day. I think it's gaskets. Well, anyway, after I'm through putting my women's wiles to work on him, he'll be spelling, I love you, Betty Joe, with the oil can.
Petticoat Junction. Now, all you've got to do is fly low over the field of crops. She sucks up all the bugs and worms. Yeah, if you don't think it's practical, just speak up. That's what partners are for, you know.
No, I think it's a great idea. But for one thing, you'd have to have an awfully strong motor.
Well, the motor's strong enough. Here, I'll show you. This will give you an idea how much power she's got. You didn't think she had any power.
Hi, darling.
Hi.
That's because I love you. And that's because I'm going to help you.
Well, not right now, honey. I've got to get this done, and I've had nothing but interruptions.
You're calling me an interruption?
No, it's just that...
Before we were married, you used to love to have me help you work on your plane.
Well, that was different. In those days, I thought it was a kick to have a cute little grease monkey hanging around.
So now I'm not cute anymore.
I didn't say that. It's just that, well, when you wore that jaunty little baseball cap and...
Now I'm a dowdy old housewife.
Not a dowdy old housewife.
Well, I am.
Honey, I haven't got time to argue with you.
Then I win.
Okay, you win.
That makes me a dowdy old housewife.
Betty, just...
Our junior miss checks out perfectly again. Good. I'll leave these cod liver oil drops for Betty Joe. Oh? Something the matter with Betty Joe? Oh, they're for the baby. How are things with you these days? Oh, wonderful. Simply wonderful. All of a sudden, I found myself excited against being a world-famous journalist. Well, I can be one of those in my spare time. The work I'm really cut out for is in the field of human relations. Well, that's a field that needs a lot of help these days. I'm going in for marriage counseling. Marriage counseling? Hmm? Oh, I know it sounds funny, my being single and all, but I find I have a real knack for it. Oh? You see, I found this couple that really needed help. They've only been married a year and they have this cute little baby. That's how I came to know about the case. I was babysitting for Steve and Betty Joe when... Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned that. But you might have guessed anyway.
considering Steve and Betty Jo were the only ones around with a new baby, I might have made a lucky stab at it. So, you see?
I sure did. You see, that's the husband. Steve was starting to ignore her, taking her for granted. But I set him straight.
Steve. Bobby Jo, meddling can break up a marriage faster than anything.
Oh, I know that. But he wasn't meddling. He was just plain ignoring her.
Well, I certainly hope everything works out all right. It sounds pretty serious to me.
Oh, it was until I stepped in. Their marriage was hanging by a thread. Hi, Betty Jo. Hi, Doctor. Looks like the thread broke. And then I said, do you really think I'm a dowdy old housewife? And he said, Golly, I don't know if I should be telling you all this. Why not? It sounds good. Besides, it's something that's just between Steve and me, and I think I should keep it in the family. Oh, I'm part of the family. My family. What happened to togetherness? Well, that only applies to Steve and me. I think the less I... Sounded like a car driving out. Oh, it sure did. But who in their right mind would drive here on that old, bumpy, washed-out road? Mrs. Douglas. I wonder what she's doing here. Hi, Mrs. Douglas. Hi. Oh, hello, there. Betty Jo, is this your house? Yes, it is.
Good. I know the answer to the question.
What question?
Where am I?
You mean you lost your way?
I think so.
Where are we going?
No place.
But how do you know you're lost?
Because I never got there. You see, I don't drive. Think it's a pretty place.
You're not confused?
Sure. She's company.
Mrs. Douglas, if you don't drive, then what about...
That's right. Olive always drives because he says I'm too much of a scooter brain. But today we had a spit.
A spit?
You know, when he goes like... And I go like... that.
Oh, you mean a spat.
No, that's past tense. Now it is a spat. Then it was a spit.
That sure is a coincidence. Hmm? The same thing just happened to Betty Jo.
Did Oliver have a spit this you? My goodness. He just can't get along with anybody.
She had hers with Steve. And boy, was it a doozy. Bobby Jo, I don't want my problem to become a community project.
That's right. When you have a fight with your husband, you must keep it absolutely secret completely.
That's what I think. I agree.
When did it start?
This morning.
How did it begin?
When he ignored her.
What happened?
Well, first of all, he... Bobby Jo. Sorry, I was just trying to keep the conversational ball rolling. Besides, maybe Mrs. Douglas can help. She's so sophisticated and worldly.
Oh, I'm just a plain American farm wife.
You've had experience. What happens when you have a fight with Mr. Douglas? Bobby Jo, you're so nosy.
That's right, you're so nosy. But then how else are you going to find out anything? Well, when I have a fight with Mr. Douglas, I go to the beauty parlor, and I have a manicure, and I have a facial, and I have my hair done the first. And then I go to a dress shop, and I buy the most beautiful gown.
Oh, that's wonderful. Hey, Jo, that's what you've got to do. Oh, I couldn't. Yes, you could. I'll take care of Kathy Jo, and I'm sure Mrs. Douglas will give you a lift to town. Wouldn't you, Mrs. Douglas? Certainly. See? I don't know. Do you want to save your marriage? Come on. Oh, get ready. Golly, I'm sure glad you came by.
But I didn't do anything.
Oh, yes, you did. The idea of going to the beauty parlor and getting all fixed up and buying a new dress, that solved your problem.
It didn't solved the problem. That's what started it.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, look. Let's not mention that part of it to Betty Joe.
All right.
Petticoat Junction will return after these messages.
Hi, Sam.
Oh, hi, Steve. I'll be with you in a minute. Well, what can I do for you, customer?
Well, tell you the truth, I don't know.
Oh, no, huh? Well, how about some carrots? I got an idea. Great idea. How about a broom? You can always use a good broom.
No, that wouldn't do it.
Fly paper? Got a special on fly paper. There's no extra charge for the flies that's already caught.
Please.
I can see you're not the typical customer. That's too bad. I was all ready for you.
All ready for me?
Yeah, well, I've been reading this book on modern retail. It says when a customer comes in the store and he doesn't know what he wants to buy, a merchant should make suggestions. And 8 times out of 10, the typical customer will buy. You flunked out. You're over 3.
Well, that's the way it goes. Listen, all I want is a present for Betty Joe.
Oh, it finally happened, huh?
What?
Your first fight.
Yeah, I guess.
You guess? Weren't you in on it?
Well, in a way, yeah.
Well, what was it about?
Well, I'm not quite sure.
How did it start?
I don't know that either.
Sounds like the battle of the century.
I know it sounds nutty, but all I know is it started out to be a great day, and all of a sudden we're not speaking to each other. Weird.
Oh, I don't know. It seems like a standard run-of-the-mill married folks quarrel. What do you plan on doing about it?
Well, I thought a little gift might help.
That's a good idea. And when you make up, she can tell you what the fight was all about. Now, maybe I could come up with a few suggestions. Well, a book can't be wrong all the time. That's rock candy. Handkerchief. A bed warmer. Sorry about that. Violet sachet. Canvas glove. A Japanese fan. Incense. How about a letter opener with a handle shaped like the skyline of Milwaukee, Wisconsin? You're on your own. Hi. What's up?
You tell me. Betty Joe?
She's not here.
She's not here.
No, she's not here.
Well, then what am I doing here? I want to see my wife.
Be patient. Everything will work out. Just do as I say.
If I keep doing what you say, I'll end up a bachelor in 24 hours.
I'll put Cassie Joe to bed.
Women. Especially sisters.
Oh, she means well.
Mosquitoes mean well. What are you doing?
Perfecting my new invention. To show you how powerful she is, just before you came up, I plugged her in. And she pulled the dog's dish and bone and all right into the bag halfway across the porch.
You're putting me on.
I'll show you. Dish and bone are still in the bag. Holy cow. That's more powerful than I thought.
Oh, come on, Joe. You mean to tell me that...
Well, look at me. You saw what I saw.
Okay, that's the cannonball. Everybody inside.
Bobby Joe.
Come on, hurry up. You know, when Betty Joe shows up, what I want you to do is...
Bobby Joe, if you don't mind, I'd like to go down and meet my wife and make up with her and pick up the pieces if there's any left.
I know. You think I'm meddling.
Meddling? Where would I get an idea like that?
Go ahead and say it. You think I'm a nosy, troublemaking sister-in-law.
You do have a way with words.
I know I was barging in where I didn't belong, but I didn't realize it at the time. And now I was just trying to make it up to you.
Look, Bobby Joe, I apologize. It's just that, well, when it comes to Betty Joe, I feel that... Okay. What do you want me to do?
Well, what I'd like for you to do song to your wife when she comes in.
I'll go along with that.
I'd tell you which song to sing, but that would be meddling.
I'll wing it.
Sure. And while you're winging it, wing the one I left open on the piano.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Is there anything I should do?
Yes, I'd stay away from that mule if I were you.
Good idea.
Mr. Garvey, don't leave now. You'll spoil her entrance. Sit down anywhere.
Is this the one?
She'll love it.
How do you know?
My favorite song. Here she comes.
Well, you have to expect it when the office is connected to a hotel. Last week we had 2 patients to dinner, and one of them liked it so well he stayed over for breakfast.
Yes, Steve.
She looks in the mirror and stares at the wrinkles that weren't there yesterday. Thinks of the young man that she almost married. What would he think if he saw her this way? She holds up her apron in little gay fashion as something comes into her mind. Then slowly starts dancing, remembering her girlhood and all of the boys she had waiting in line. Ah, such are the dreams of the everyday housewife you see everywhere, any time of the day. The everyday housewife who gave up the good life for me. Photograph album she takes from the closet and slowly turns the first page and carefully picks up the crumbling flower, the first one he gave her, now withered with age. She closes her eyes and touches the house dress that suddenly disappeared. And just for the moment she's wearing the gown that broke all their minds back so many years. Ah, such are the dreams of the everyday housewife you see everywhere, any time of the day. The everyday housewife gave up the good life for me. The everyday housewife gave up the good life for me.
Not Daddy.
Not Dowdy. You look gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
But I still prefer you in this. No, for wearing when you help me fix the plane.
Tomorrow is Sunday, and that means you get a double dose of Ed Sullivan variety with singing sensations The Righteous Brothers and The Lovin' Spoonful, and comedians Alan King and George Carlin. Don't miss an hour of the Ed Sullivan Show. Tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, here on TV Land. Now, stay tuned for the Sonny and Cher Show, next on TV Land.